Hello, YouTube pipe community. Oh, I can't say that anymore. Hello, lovers of the Greek Slavonic Braya. This is 15 pipes because I am 5 pipes better than 13 pipes. I have a new disclaimer that I am offering to anyone who would like to copy this. I give you free permission. Here goes. What I have here is evil. It is the work of Satan. Not only that, but it will cause you excessive flatulence, no matter how many euros you eat. It won't keep it down. No. It will also make your, how do you say, vena as limp as an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. And let me tell you, that's pretty limp. So don't do it. Don't do it unless you are doing it for the right reason. Let me demonstrate. Thank you. Oh, wrong one. Thank you, Woodbin. You coward. You Slavonic coward, but we will get to that. You see what I am doing here? This is incense, as in an Eastern Orthodox service. I am casting out the essence of Lucifer. That is the only purpose for this. Otherwise, it would be evil. So, on behalf of YouTube, just say no, unless they are asking if you would like more tzatziki sauce. Always say yes to that. You are welcome. So, if I knew enough to be able to edit in music, I get a copyright strike because right now I would be putting in Queen's Another One Bites Dust, Another One Bites Dust. Hey, hey, hey. That's pretty good. Oh, this is a Hannah hat, by the way, from across the pond. Very nice. All right. So we're in full panic mode. And you know what? It's almost justified. So, where's that thing? Oh, there's a. What the hell was that doing over here? This is my Gigando Swiss Army. I grew up with Swiss Army knives, but Stovepipe, 1863, wants me to buy a GABA. No, not a GABA. What's that called now? Bench top, bench knife. It's the one that Will Bill went on the rant about because it's so expensive now. Anyway, but I digress. So we got three. Pardon me. 13 pipes. He apparently has thrown in the towel. North Georgia Piper, who responded to me in a comment and said he had taken down everything and moving over to the other platform that starts with an R. And in the biggest blow, and there's no sarcasm for me, Will Bill, 1966, my personal friend. Porch Piper Tom called him a real character. I think that's absolutely appropriate. And it just sucked. No two ways about it. Now, I know in the case of Will Bell, there are other issues. Will Bell, like myself, believes in freedom of speech. He doesn't believe you can shout fire in a crowded theater. And he had some issues already, and this has pushed him over the edge. And that sucks. Sucks for all of us. North Georgia Piper, I'm surprised he actually got an email, he said in his comment, from YouTube. I did check my, I think he's still my friend, Dr. Alan Harrelson. Certainly I would hope so. Uh, Praying, seriously, that his channel, my past, yeah, I'll piss off Stonehenge, that his channel was not taken down. He's changed the name of it to Dr. Alan Harrelson, but you can still find it under the pipe cottage. I can smoke on the other side. I got my crown and my temporary crown in today. One of them, first of 9. That was fun. It was actually the pain in my mouth was not that bad. It was in my back. My I must have a new fissure every once in a while. They crack in the sacroiliac, and that position, that sort of serpentine that you're in, and the hard I mean, you pay whatever it is, $600. Can they not give you at least a decent chair lounging experience? I mean, Jesus. Well, I won't offend anyone. Fuck A. There we go. But, oh, heavy leaded fuel. Thank you, Cactus Piper. Of course. Enrollments still proceeding. In the case of 13 Pipes, and I left him a message that said I was very sorry, sincerely, that he was going because, yes, I make good sport of him. I don't think he understands what a ripe target he is. He is, to our community, what John Wayne was. I mean, John Wayne was dead, I think, for 20 years before Joker in Full Metal Jacket sidles up to Animal Mother and says, so famously at the end of their little initial exchange, well, Pilgrim, you can do it after you eat the peanuts out of my sheet. Because it's John Wayne. And also because he died with 22 pounds of undigested fecal matter. I think he started off at 1.5 pounds and just grows by 8 ounces every year. But I digress. It's supposed to be an intellectual channel. What am I talking about fecal matter and John Wayne for? North Georgia Piper. I'm really. I mean, I take the man at his word. He seems like a very decent individual. I'm surprised they went after him, but as I was saying before I distracted myself, I looked at Dr. Harrelson's channel. It was still there, which was a good thing, a very good thing in my opinion. And he did not take down his videos regarding pipes. He got one in there where we both concur that a Peterson 107 is not a Peterson 107 anymore. It was a very good video comparison of Peterson versus Savinelli. And he's got one recently talking about the manly virtues, the paradigm that was, at least as an individual, Robert E. Lee. And he smokes during that. And he didn't take that down, and the powers that be didn't take it down. So it seems like the enforcement is selective at this point, but it's the self-amputating factor, which I sarcastically alluded to in the title of my last video. that's prematurely driving off people. And that sucks. That really sucks. Because I'm kind of in the same bucket as Porch Piper Tom, who's become a good friend. And I know somebody had one of these things where you ask a question for a contest. I guess we'll never do contests anymore because that's promotion. But it was something along the lines of what is the why does the YTPC, if we're still allowed to say that, meant to you? And I gave an answer, but if this wasn't it, this was is what it should have been, which is I have good friends now, like Porch Piper Tom, like Will Bill 1966, that I've never personally met. And I know more about them than why am I still smoking this up? Than many of friends I've had for 4 decades. Not that I don't know very much about them. Because this format allows you to, no matter how objective you try to make your presentation, and then besides the three that I mentioned, there's also the internal censoring that's going on. So I know it's for other reasons, pardon me, but Millennial Codger, aka a Millennial Codger, aka Blood Logos, has now shifted his area of interest. And his videos are still very good, but he probably won't make anything with regards to, and I don't blame him because he has run afoul of a couple of things and also been targeted by an outside factor that I unfortunately had to apologize to because it turned out he was right about one thing. So I tried to create an R account the other night. I couldn't get past the username stage. I mean, I tried everything. It didn't like me. And I'd like to be on a platform where I could do this and also counterclockwise massage my right nipple because it is the more sensitive one. Oh, oh, oh. There's some there's some imagery for you to go to bed thinking about. So, besides it sucking, do you have any other points, fat boy? Yeah, I've got one. I got actually a couple things. Oh, and speaking of the late Will Bell, uh, on R, his handle, I believe, is Ham Boning, which is a great handle. But I was a bit of a fan of blues music, where roots music is really move it to the other side, you stupid fuck. Thank you. Before I saw the documentary Crumb, which is a great documentary, recommended no less as one of the best films ever by Dr. Jordan Peterson. So there. But Crumb goes into his great love of roots music. And he doesn't mention this artist, but I love him. Oh, maybe it would help if I didn't cover part of his name. Furry Lewis. And there's a um, there's a great song in here called Good Morning Judge, which has the line, they done arrested me for forgery, and I can't even signs my name. Indeed. But there's another one. Which one is it? Just looking at the back here. I think it's Blues Around My Bed, but basically, he talks about uh, I went down to the gypsy to get my ham bone done. Well, I've spent a fair bit of time in New Orleans. I knew what that meant. So I don't know if my good friend was aware of that, but if he was, then double kudos on that name. Oh, and one other. Well, let me get some, as Port Trapper Tom would say, heavy leaded fuel. I guess we're not allowed to even say what's coming out of here anymore, or that's a potential trigger. I don't know. It's from this place in where Ted Kennedy was a senator, and it's been in business for 150 plus years. And I attended third grade in room 102. 102. Jesus. What we have to resort to. But that gets me to a point, so I'll do the show and tell at the end there. Uh, Samizdat. Samizdat. What the fuck? Samizdat. S-A-M-I, no, Samzidat. So it's not just my opinion that the Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn is one of the greatest books ever written, certainly of the 20th century. And it's about, essentially, Stalin's gulags from a first person perspective. But originally, Solzhenitsyn was persecuted. An old trick of the Soviet Union, and the Russians have picked this up, is that if you were an enemy of the Republic, that meant by definition that you were insane. So instead of sending you to a prison, they would send you to a psychiatric institute, which is essentially the same thing. And Solzhenitsyn, along with a number of other individuals, I was a staffer briefly for the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe. Still, again, fat boy, move it over. Fat boy, left side, left side. Jesus. Which was an outcropping of the Helsinki Accords. And we tried to get as many Soviet dissidents out as possible. I was there and played the most tangential of parts in the release of Yuri Orlov, but they got Solzhenitsyn out. And I mention him because we're facing a similar situation to the production of literature under the old Soviet regime. Oh, I had a light that went like that. I don't know what that is. And what the dissidents developed was this process called samizdat, where literature would be surreptitiously spread, literally handed off, dead drops of some new piece by Solzhenitsyn, for example. I think that's what we need to resort to. So I'm not the one who should be speaking to this because my technical skills are limited at best. But I know there are other things out there like Discord. I don't know about their ability to host videos, but there must be something in this world that's a private entity where groups of us could come together and share videos. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the lesson of Samizdat. You can't keep the literature, the ethos in a bottle. Eventually it escapes. At least I hope so. All right, last thing. Right? Last thing? Yeah. So, Cactus Piper, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Idiot! My father would say, idiot! But I got it. It's wonderful. Obviously, I'll have it framed. And thank you very much. Very thoughtful. Very, very thoughtful. Especially considering the start that we're off to this year. Ooh, we're looking good. But I don't want to jinx it. And that's it. Not a very hopeful video. Sometimes you're in the trenches, and the best outcome is they didn't lob any mustard gas over at you during a given day. You're welcome. Hit the button.